YouTube land. This is just a little video about car parts again. My neighbor needed a axle and a wheel bearing. I should say a left front CV axle and a front wheel drive wheel bearing for his 2004 Chevrolet Cavalier 2.2 liter automatic transmission. Now there's two different 2.2 liters, and we used the license plate number at the parts store to make sure it brought up the right VIN code, which it was the VIN code F. Anyways, they're a little bit different if you got the flex fuel motor on some things. Some of the ABS options are different, and that affects your wheel bearings. Anyhow, he ended up getting this Auto Extra here, and my warranty on this is a limited lifetime. Now, this is a test account, so these prices are not actual catalog prices that the parts store pays. I have access to this test account through the goodwill of the guy that owns this parts store, but it does tell me that he has a quantity of one. Now, before I went there this evening, he had a quantity of 2 of those. I tried getting him on the phone, and he was like a rented mule in a kicking contest. It was just, he answered the phone, asked me if he could put on hold. I said sure, and after about like 8-9 minutes, I hung up. He hadn't got back to me. He was dealing with silliness and employees that don't want to work. Let's see here. I'd also looked up the axle, which was I can never remember where the stuff is. Okay, ignition, drivetrain parts, axle and differential parts. Let's see here. Auto trans. Okay, that was not it. Anyways, what was I gonna say? The total price, my price, this is my neighbor. He helped me out with a few things, so I went ahead and I just let him get stuff on my discount with my warranty. The axle cost us $55 something, and the wheel bearing was $39 something. Anyway, so let me just see here, because it was $96.40 with tax. Okay, and before tax, the wheel bearing was $39.40, I think. So yeah, 57. I think it was like the axle was like 55 before tax, and maybe the wheel bearing was a little bit less than 39.40. Anyways, the total was $96.40, and that's with sales tax. That's Clark County, and I'm not sure what their current sales tax is. It used to be different than Montgomery. Okay, but anyways, I can't do it on this one. This is a test account. It's not enabled. I can't search by license plate numbers. I can search by a VIN number on here and pull up all the vehicle's data. But you can go to the parts store with a picture of your license plate, and if they have the right software, they can put that in there, pull up your engine, your transmission, your final drive ratio. It gives them your VIN number and all the information from the VIN, so you get the right parts. And my neighbor come over and he asked me for the phone number to the wholesale auto parts place. He didn't remember the exact name of it. So he couldn't just look it up in the phone book or anything. So he called me, or Nick called me. He came over and he's like, "Hey, what was the name of that place I took you to in New Carlisle where you got the smoking hot deals on parts?" And so I told him, and I gave him the number. And I'm like, "Well, why don't you just let me call and get your parts on my discount, because it'll save you a little bit of money, and you've done me a couple favors." That's the sort of thing you do for somebody, you know, you get along with and is a nice person. He saved the prices he got from Advance without tax. He saved without their tax over $30. With the tax, because it was going to be 130 some odd dollars. So you're probably talking, by the time he walked out the door, $140. So let's just say he saved about $40. If he would have just called this place up and not got my discount, they would have not only price matched Advance, but they would have beat him by a few dollars. He would have walked out for less than about $125 and still got new parts over remanufactured parts with a 2-year warranty. He would have got at least a 5-year warranty. I have a commercial account with this guy, so I get a limited lifetime. It's basically, don't run anybody over, don't run over parking blocks, don't take the car off-roading, and if it fails under normal use and it's installed properly, then he'll replace it. If you're out abusing it, you're out four-wheeling the car, you know, you wreck it, you go off-road into a ditch and hit something, you run over protesters on the highway, well, then it's not covered under warranty. He didn't say you can't run over protesters on the highway. He just said if you do, he doesn't cover under warranty. Yeah, he's not limiting my freedoms. He's just saying, you know, what the warranty is. Anyways, that's it for now. Thought y'all might like this. Yeah. If you ever need parts and you can't find them, talk to somebody that knows how to find them. My neighbor, he's an alright guy, but he didn't realize that the wheel bearing was called a wheel bearing, and his wheel bearing separated because the axle, actually, when he tried to take the nut off the CV axle, the shaft actually broke. And it broke going down the road. I'm not exactly sure, but he didn't know it was called a wheel bearing. He didn't, or it could also be called a unit bearing. He didn't know this. He tried talking to the guys at Advance and AutoZone, and they had no clue what he was talking about. When you're in these situations, take a picture on your phone of the part and go to an actual parts store and show it to somebody at the counter that knows what they're looking at. If you can't figure out what the part name is, show them a picture of it. Likely they can. Anyways, have a good day. When you get stuck and you can't find parts, please see a parts professional. Do not do silly things. Do not get on the internet and buy parts without talking to a parts professional first, because you might get yourself in a mess. Later.